Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another college basketball prize picks video for December the 1st. I have two props for you guys. One is an early game and one is a late game. I kind of want to get this out as soon as possible to give you guys as much time to be able to lock these in. I know today is Flex Friday, so you can add these two to your Flex Friday slips. So I have Jesse Edwards over 15.5 points. And then on the late night slate, I have Aiden Mahaney over 14.5 points. So let's get into it. So with Jesse Edwards, one thing about him, I think he's a grad transfer from Syracuse. He spent 4 years at Syracuse. I watched his career very closely. One thing about him that I don't like when I take his props is his ability to get into early foul trouble. But I think in this matchup, the key to him to be able to stay on the court and be able to be effective is to be able to get Joel Soriano, who's going up against him as opposing center for St. John's, to get him into foul trouble early and often. Just by because he's a lob threat. Jesse Edwards, he's like 7'2", 7'1", somewhere around that range. Let me see. He is actually 6'11", but he looks with his wingspan, he's probably like 7'1". So he is a above the rim threat, a lob threat, and then he can score in the post a little bit due to his length as well. But Soriano is more of a thicker center. He does get a lot of blocks and things of that nature, but he can be easily led into foul trouble as well. So both of them are big foul risks. But I like Jesse Edwards in this spot to be able to score. And then also his minutes is really good too as well. He stays on the floor. He's playing daggone near the whole game. 37 minutes, 38, 32, 36, 31, and 34. And then he's putting up right around the 16-point mark. He's only missed it in 2 games this year, 16 points. So I really like him as well. And as you can see, like I said, with his foul risk, as he's had 4 fouls in 3 games out of his 6 games that he's played. So that is something to keep an eye on. If he does stay on the court and doesn't get in early foul trouble, I think he dominates this matchup. I think he gets anywhere close to like 18 points, 11 rebounds. So you can look for his fantasy score. The only reason why I didn't lean towards fantasy because he does offer stock potential at blocks and steals, as he has 3 blocks in 2 games or 3 games this year, and 2 blocks in 1, and then he also gives you steal potential. But look at his turnovers. He turned the ball over 5, 3, 3, and then twice he turned the ball over just once. And so I don't really want to mess around with him turning the ball over too much with fantasy score. So I just want to do a single stat prop. You could also take his rebounds as well at 10.5. One thing about St. John's is that they are a big trying to get out on a break team. As you can see here, they really are good at put back points and the points in the paint. So I really like this matchup for him, because if West Virginia forces St. John's to play at their pace, which is a slow pace, methodical, and trying to find efficient buckets as opposed to just jacking up a bunch of shots like St. John's does. As you can see, they're the 15th fastest pace in college basketball. So if West Virginia get them to play at their tempo, I think that St. John's will struggle to play in through the half court and miss a bunch of shots that could lead to easy, let out points, fast break points. So I really like Jesse Edwards in this matchup. But one thing too also to note is that St. John's played a similar style opponent in North Texas earlier in the year, and that game was a 1-point game, so it went almost overtime. But St. John's actually was able to pull it out by 1 point to not force overtime. So they faced a team like this, and they've struggled mightily against a team like this. So I think that West Virginia should be up for the test, and it should be a good game. It should be a tight game too as well. So you can also get the bonus of late fouling, late free throws. So that's always a bonus. Moving on to our next guy is Aiden Mahaney. Aiden Mahaney is, I would say, their go-to scorer. He's the most consistent shooter, volume shooter on St. Mary's. I watch them a lot because they're one of the late night teams that I watch them. Gonzaga, UCLA, Arizona. I like to watch a lot of the West Coast teams, even though I'm on the East Coast. So I stay up and watch a lot of their games. A lot of people don't like the way that they play because they're slow, methodical. But to me, personally, I'd rather have 65 possessions of efficient shots, in the half court as opposed to 75, and a lot of them are contested, no good, bad, shots. So I like the way that they play because they're efficient, but he is their most efficient scorer. Him and Dukas, what was his name? Alex Dukas. Yep. So them two are their best scorers from the perimeter. And then they also have Mitchell Saxon in the post, but he's one of the softest centers I've ever seen play basketball because he's just so talented and so gifted. He could score at pretty much all three levels, but he just like the littlest nudge and he'll knock him off of his spot and he'll miss a layup or smoke a layup. So I don't really want to touch Mitchell. I know his point prop is really low at 9.5, but I don't really want to go to him. If anybody, I'm gonna rely on Aiden Mahaney, and then also Aiden is a pretty good free throw shooter. As I say that, he's a 54% free throw shooter on the season, but I think that he will regress to his mean or and be around the 70, 71 free throws. So he missed, I think it was the last game I had him where he went off. Yep, against New Mexico. He had 25 points when I had him, but he made 2 out of 4 free throws. But St. Mary's, they're not a team that gets to the line often. But I just think he should be able to make a lot of shots in the half court to be able to get over this 14.5 points as well. Boise State, they do a good job of keeping opponents off of the free throw line. But St. Mary's has the fouling issues. But I think most of the fouling will be in the interior on like Forbes and Saxon to be able to get those fouls. But I think that he should have a pretty good shot at, going over in this matchup with him. It should be both a slow-paced matchup between both of them. As you can see, Boise State is 248th in the country at pace, and then they are 356. So should be played at a molasses pace. So the biggest thing is trying to be efficient and make sure he get efficient shots in the half court. And then hopefully, one of the halves, maybe the first or the second half, St. Mary's will be in the bonus, and they get some free throws if he's just aggressive and go to the rim to get some easy buckets as well. So I really like those two for today. Another couple ones that I've had my eye on, but I wasn't quite ready to pull the trigger on was that you could add to your 5-man as well is Jamal Shed, his fantasy. I like that as well. He has a lot of assist potential with Damian Dunn and LJ Cryer to be able to pass the ball to, as well as Juwan Roberts in the post. So he has a lot of assist potential. He can score a little bit. He can rebound the ball. I wish they had his rebounds up here at like 2.5. I would have took that, but they don't have that. Another one that I would say that I really like is this guy from Xavier. I can't really say his name, but he's a forward from Xavier. He's a really pretty good shooter. Another one that I like as well is I was looking at Michi Johnson. He's the more of a scorer in the South Carolina offense. He's the one that's not afraid to shoot the ball. And when you're taking points over props in college, you want guys that's going to be aggressive and always take shots. You don't want them to shy away from shot attempts like Tylon Cooper. He's always going to be at 9.5 because he's just reluctant to shoot the ball. And Michi is the one that is the more aggressive one. BJ Mack, I don't think they have. Yeah, they do have his point prop up there. I don't really know too much about him, so I'm not really going to touch on him. But yeah, those are the ones that I really like on the late game prop. Another one too to keep an eye on is Donovan Clingan. I love his point prop at 14.5. I love his fantasy as well. The only risk with him is that he's going up against Hunter Dickinson, so Hunter Dickinson can probably pull him out of the post and get him to go toward the 3-point line, so that could limit a lot of his rebound opportunities as well. So I would just stick to his point props, but the only thing that scares me with his point prop is that he's not a high volume shooter. He probably takes around 8 attempts a game, and that's something you don't want, especially with a 14.5 point line. And I think Kansas is pretty good as well as keeping opponents off the free throw line. So didn't want to touch Clingan too much, but I really like his points just as, just like a lean for me, as well as Cam Spencer's points. That's a lean for me as well. He is one of their top shooters, top scorers. from Rutgers, transferred from Rutgers. So I really, really like him as well. McCullers at 13.5 is not a bad look as well. So yeah, so those are the leans that I have, other than the two that I've given out to you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Best of luck. Hopefully we cash these two on the 2-pick and Jesse Edwards stays out of foul trouble tonight. But with college, you never know. So, so tread lightly with college. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll go over them one more time. Jesse Edwards over 15.5 points. Aiden Mahaney over 14.5 points.